Hey folks, we're back. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. We read the CNN letter that was supposedly snatched from the jaws of saved us. Remember the letter that saved us from World War III, that the media had doubled down on the chaos of the bumbling idiots in the White House. Was a year ago on September 5th, 2017, and here we are a year later, almost a year later. We have a free trade agreement with Korea, and Trump signs revised. Let's see how fast it comes up, because I wanted to say it to you. Remember in the letter, what I stressed is in its current form, okay? The agreement with South Korea a year ago in its current form was not beneficial to the United States of America. You're going to hear that, and the reason I wanted to bring this up for a couple reasons, you're going to hear that at the UN today. Trump's going to give one of those, the left is going to cringe, the globalists are going to cringe, the deep state's going to cringe, because Trump's going to give another scorching America First speech today at the UN. He is going to, this is my prediction at the UN, I don't have the transcript, he is going to thank the countries around the world that have embraced America once again, okay, and I think it's due. There are countries around the world that are going to embrace, that have embraced, and then he's going to let the others know, hey, you need to get on board. President Trump signed a revised, this is from the New York Times, a revised free trade agreement with South Korea on Monday in New York, cementing the first bilateral trade deal of his administration, and it's suggesting the United States could soon win similar agreements with other trade partners. It's a great day for the United States, and it's a great day for South Korea, Mr. Trump said during a meeting with President Moon Jae-in, or whatever his name is, of South Korea. The revised United States-Korea trade agreement includes steps to open up the Korean market to increased American exports. Now, is that top news today to any of the network? No, a fabricated lie. Leading top of the hour is we have a fabrication, a total fabrication, nothing substantiated, nothing corroborated whatsoever, but we're going to lead with it on every network. In fact, you like that every time Fox comes back from commercial, they have that swirling breaking news, whoosh, boom, breaking news. Every network, we're going to lead with that. We have no evidence of nothing whatsoever, but we're going to tell the American people it's an important story to stay ahead of. And then they'll say, why do you not think the economy cannot get the traction Republicans need? What? How come you think the Republicans just can't get their message out on the economy? You know, why do you think that? You would wonder. The media, that includes Fox. I have to tell you, like last night I watched Martha McGowan. I watch Fox News. I do not dislike everybody on there, but let's be very clear. Don't think for 1 minute that they're not in on it in areas. President Trump signed the agreement. It's a great day. The revised trade agreement includes steps to open up the Korean market to increase American exports, most notably for automobiles. Hell, you say. Not another blue wall win. Not another win for Michigan. Not another win for American manufacturers. No, it's not possible. Say it's not so. Open up the Korean market to increase American export, most notably automobiles, and will allow the United States to continue imposing a 25% tariff on Korean trucks until 2041. But analysts said there are few fundamental changes in the existing agreement, which was negotiated under President Barack Obama, which Trump has blamed for hundreds of thousands of lost jobs. And they said the revised agreement includes few provisions that will change the trade balance, okay? Change the trade balance between the countries, which Mr. Trump has complained about. So obviously the New York Times is going to see if they could take it down, and it's not a big deal and nothing really changed. Nothing really changed. Obama had the deal already in place. I find that interesting because a year ago the letter was on the desk. Cohen saved us from World War III. A year later, we've had 3 meetings with South Korea and North Korea. Talk of denuclearization, full denuclearization on the Korean Peninsula, and a new trade agreement. And nothing has changed for these people. They don't see any real progress here. It's not going to be a big deal. Okay, here's what I want to go with. Right now, it's another story that I don't see getting the traction it deserves, okay? Now, keep in mind, let's go. I know Rod Rosenstein, you're going to say, well, wait a minute, this is not Rod. I know, he's still today. Rod Rosenstein, let's wait till Thursday. Let's relax, take a break, okay? Okay, I'm not telling you we will not talk anything about Rosenstein today, or Stein, or whoever the hell he is. But here's what we will do. We will make sure between now and Thursday, because it's Tuesday, we will focus on the UN today. We will focus on some other things, and we will get tomorrow what's going on with Rosenstein and the deep state and Mueller. But before we get there, I think there's some things that we need to discuss, okay? Now, the special counsel, Robert Mueller, is he wrapping things up? I mean, Papadopoulos got 14 days, okay? And he had 14 days, and they're holding off the sentencing hearing for Flynn until December. Is that what I understand? Manafort's made a deal. They list all of these things that's happened, but nothing of great significance and nothing surrounding the President of the United States. Now, the media wants you to believe in the Mueller witch hunt, the Russian witch hunt, okay, that all of these mystery things with Mueller bring us one step closer. Okay. Now, the Democrats hang their hat on this infamous Trump Tower meeting. And I for one, believe that things are ready to turn. I don't believe the Democrats are in as good a shape without the Republican helping here in the near future with Kavanaugh and other things they could do. But I don't think they're in near the great shape that the media wants you to believe they are in the midterms. I don't think it's the blue slam dunk that they want you to believe is happening. I don't think so, okay? But they want you to believe the blue is in, all right? And that's what they want. They're selling you. The blue is in. And they want you to believe that the Trump Tower meeting had value. Okay? Had value. And that Trump broke campaign finance law because, A, he got information. And remember, he got information from a foreign operative. He got information from the help of a foreign entity or operative or whatever you want to say. I'm losing words here. But I, one, believe that after November, things turn, and they don't turn in a way, okay? Now, I have heard the chants, lock her up. I have heard that. But you need to understand the complete Russian dossier, the complete everything that Obama's Justice Department, Deep State Justice Department, was to cover up him being complicit in Hillary Clinton's worldwide crime spree. Obama's complicit. All right? Loretta Lynch is complicit. They're all a bunch of crooks. I think after November, when the blue is not in, if you think anything has emboldened Trump at this point, that will change the tables in just 5 weeks. That you may start seeing some of these sealed indictments opened and some handcuffs come out. So let me explain this. Mueller has done an investigation. Let's put this guy up, Rob Goldstein. Okay, let's go with number 9. And Rob Goldstein is on a book tour. They're all on a book tour, okay? And he's a publicist for this group. I will pull their article up in a minute. We'll talk about them in a minute. But Rob Goldstein, on what the investigators in Mueller's probe asked him. Now, this is the guy that sent Don Jr. the infamous email saying, hey, you know what? I got some guys that know some guys, and they want to get together with you because they got some dirt on Hillary Clinton. So this guy is like a publicist for, we'll get it, I'll pull it up in a minute. But so Don Jr. says, yeah, okay, so this guy is the one that facilitated supposedly the meeting in Trump Tower. He's there. He's at the meeting, okay? He goes to the meeting. And they are hopeful on Morning Joe. They've asked him questions all the way around. That's why I put up, that's Caddy K and Barnacle and Little Willie Won't Go Home. And that's Eraserhead. That's Gumby Head Joe. And that's Minka Stretch It Till You Can't Anymore Facelift Brzezinski. Okay, I know, I just got in trouble. I'm so sorry, but I can't help it. So there's Minka, all right? And they want to know what he was asked by Robert Mueller. Remember this. This is what this guy said, and we're gonna double into the article because to me, the Russian witch hunt is over, finished, okay? To me, they are wrapping up some loose ends and they're indicting a handful of people. They can't let the American people say they went away with nothing. I mean, for 28 mil, is that what we've paid? 28 mil or more? They want you, the American people out there, to think that something was accomplished, okay? That's what they want you to believe. This guy says that in the meeting, he's there. And Don Jr., okay, when this woman took about a minute, and they took about a minute that was in the meeting to say Hillary, and then after that it immediately turned to adoptions, because this guy would have the Mazinski Act, or whatever it's called. He said, my father is a private citizen. This guy said that Don Jr. looked at her and said, didn't say, they were hoping he would say, well, if my dad becomes president, we need to get back together. Or what do you have that would entice my father to be interested in working with you? None of that was said, according to this guy. None of that. My father, Don Jr., my father is a private citizen. This is something you may need to address with the Obama administration. You see, these are not the bumbling idiots. They immediately, why was Manafort called in? Why were these other people called into the meeting? Because once Don Jr. got the word out about the email here, some other people that are a little savvy said, I think you're being set up. Okay? Jared Kushner said, got frustrated. This guy said, Jared Kushner got frustrated, said, well, wait a minute, what do you have? Do you have anything or not, basically, is what Kushner said. And she went back to the same thing, and he left the room. Now Goldstein says, Rob Goldstein says, now Kushner may have left like 2 minutes before them. And he said he was basically embarrassed, and he got them out of there and like, let's get out of here. I got to rustle you people out of here because this is nothing what I thought we were here to do, okay? So anyhow, at the time in the meeting that they realized these people, they have nothing. And they want to talk about a policy in place that Obama put in place. My father is a private citizen. This is something you may need to address with the Obama administration. There was no value in the meeting. Now, here's the thing. Goldstein, let's go to the next one, number 10. Rob Goldstein, on what investigators in the Mueller probe asked him. Rob Goldstein, the number 11. Rob Goldstein was on the 2016 Trump Tower meeting. Okay. And let's go to number 12. The Trump Tower meeting that they're all been out of shape about. There's the people in attendance. All right. And there's Goldstein. Here's the takeaway. Have you been interviewed by the special counsel? This is what was asked on Morning Joe. Now keep this in mind, okay? I don't know for sure, but these are the possibilities, okay? You know, I guess maybe we've watched too many detective shows, but here's the possibilities that are real. The Mueller investigation, when they called him in, because they said, have you been interviewed by the special counsel? Yes, I've been interviewed by the special counsel. Okay? Now, if you listen to the transcript this morning of what this guy said on Morning Joe, they fished hard, hoping to get a hook, okay? This guy gave them nothing. Nothing, nah, man, nothing happened here. No value in this meeting. You know, I was embarrassed that I put it together or passed the email along. Have you been interviewed by the special counsel? First of all, Mueller comes in and he's got you in there and he's interviewing you, or his group is. They let you know you're under oath, okay? They let you know. They let you know, okay, when you leave, that they reserve the right to call you back, okay? They let you know you're not released. You understand? They let you know. Okay? They let you know, hey, the old, cliche in the movies, don't leave town. All right? They let you know all that. All right, thank you for your time. We may be calling you back. Don't forget, you're under oath. Okay? And we may be, don't leave town. We may be contacting you again. We will let you know when we are releasing you. All right? That's number one. Number two, yes, and the grand jury. I don't think they were expecting that, okay? I really don't. Maybe I'm wrong. Have you been interviewed by special counsel? Yes, and the grand jury. Now, these are the people in the room, supposedly that day. Go back to number 11, and the grand jury. Let me tell you what that means. Now, when you go to a grand jury, federal grand jury, no matter what, the grand jury can ask you questions. If they bring you in, okay? Now, what a grand jury does is see if they can find enough evidence, okay, to get a true bill. I don't know on the federal side, but same thing, so they can get an indictment. The grand jury, when you go in, can ask questions of the witness that's in there at that time. They asked this guy, Rod Goldstein, did the grand jury ask you any questions? No, they didn't ask me any questions. The grand jury didn't ask him any questions, okay? They heard his testimony. They heard Mueller's testimony, the special counsel's testimony concerning or interview concerning this guy in the meeting. And he's gone. Here's the point I'm going to make, and I'm going to take a brief break. He has been released. I'm going to tell you now, he would not be out doing these interviews on TV. He would not be out speaking of his interview by special counsel. He would not be out talking about his interview from the grand jury. He would not be out selling his book. Okay? That's what he's on. He's on book tour. He would not be out doing any of that if he was still being told by Robert Mueller's team, we may call you back. We're not done with you. You see, Mueller's team has everything they want, everything they need out of the Trump Tower meeting. There's little, if no reason out of that meeting, if corruption, collusion, Don Jr., there's little, if anything. Now, the impression is this guy ties Don Jr. and the Trumps back over into Russia, okay? That's the impression. But the Trump Tower meeting that they're all hanging their hats on, there's nothing there. And this guy would not be released, okay? He says there's things, and he didn't say bad, that he was able to, maybe shed some light on with his bosses over in the Russia area. And obviously, if he was, they wouldn't have released him. There's nothing to the witch hunt. It's falling apart. It's broken. It's done. It's over. Just the time to put the final report out is Mueller seeing which Congress, Republican or Democrat, he sends it to. You see, Robert Mueller's beholden to the Congress that, sanctioned, I guess, his witch hunt. He writes a report and sends it to them, period. He's not going to come out and find a lot of extra things on Trump. He's going to write a full report and send it in. He's just waiting to see, my opinion maybe, of which Congress he's sending it into. I'm your host, BKP. We'll take a brief break. Let's come back, talk about Rosenstein, Steen. We've got a couple other things we got to cover before the show's over. And let's look at the tweet deck, the Twitter deck, to see what the President of the United States is doing this morning. Take us a break, Josh.